first met Maggie, as she was known then, in 1971, in Aspiration, where the first Auroville school had begun. It was a kind of wild place, actually. And luckily, she was there as the librarian to keep all the children calm because they ran around a lot. And we were teaching in our huts. We lived in the same places where we lived. And when I first got to Aspiration to decide whether I was going to take up this role of teaching in a school, I wasn't sure because, well, I won't go into it now. But I think it was Shraddhavan who really convinced me because there was something about her, a kind of calmness and a kind of capableness that convinced me that here is someone I can learn from. Here is someone who will, even though she may not be a guru, but she is an example, and she will serve as an example, and she did. For all of my first years in Auroville, she was the example, and then beyond that as well. So I'm going to read, the first poem I'm going to read is one that she wrote, I think she must have, she said it's one she wrote when she was in school. I believe that means secondary school. So she must have been about 17 or 18 years old. It has to do with some of what happens to young people when they're 17 or 18 years old as well. I should also say that it was almost exactly this time when I began studying South Indian flute. March Madness. The demon who's been sleeping in my blood all through the tyrant winter's dreary reign now wakes. The demon who's been sleeping in my blood all through the tyrant winter's dreary reign now wakes. Not like a hedgehog, shuffling off his coverlet of quills when lightly tickled by the springtime sun, but as the sun himself jumps up behind the graybeard bald-plate hills. In December he lay dormant, the sun that is, dead, I thought. But now with his first spring of spring, he leaps out of his bed of broken dreams to set the old March madness off again. So during those 4 years when we were together in the school, we accomplished quite a bit, and it eventually Jean and I had built a house for the children from the village, and Shraddhavan and Rod were in a house close to that was the TV studio. It was a huge geodesic dome with made out of kit by Joss, and it was full of Tibetan students. And so we had Tibetans and Tamil kids, and they immediately took a liking to each other and immediately set about to battle each other and fight like crazy. And it was quite a task to do that. It was behind where the bakery is right now. So every night we would gather and we would discuss what was going on and read some Savitri, and so it was working very closely with her. Really was very helpful and kept us sane in that crazy time. Beneath this robe of radiant flesh lies bitter bone. Beneath this robe of radiant flesh lies bitter bone, kin to wood, brother of stone. And when this shining flesh will die, the bone within dark earth must lie. These rhythms are way back in English history, I can hear them. And when this shining flesh will die, the bone within dark earth must lie. Within the bone there lies a dream, and underneath this cloak of earth, the bones of yearning rock, lie dreaming of a truer birth. Beneath this skin of mortal fact, the core of all created things already burns with perfect light, where earth and rock and flesh all lie, wrapped in a glory that can never die. And even bone is radiant with an everlasting ecstasy. Beneath the skin of mortal fact, the core of all created things already burns with a perfect light, where earth and rock and flesh all lie, wrapped in a glory that can never die. And even bone is radiant with an everlasting ecstasy. This, I think this poem comes from that time. At cow dust hour, I like that, cow dust hour, because there were so many cows that they actually put dust into the air. The descriptions in here are quite lovely. Shadows slope towards evening, and the cattle turn homeward, shuffling the leaves with their little feet, and treading daintily down winding pathways back to the village, where wood smoke rises through the thatch as the shadows slope towards night. So wood smoke rising through the thatch tells you that we're not in the present anymore. Where are the boys? Who led them out in the morning with shouts of laughter, following the fluter into the bright fields in the morning? In the heat of the noonday they have lost their leader, melting away into the shadows under the mangoes, his flute call mingling with birdsong, and then fading, stilled in the noon trance. Still they are wandering and do not find him, searching and calling, their hearts losing hope. Leaderless the cattle turn homeward, treading habitual winding pathways as the shadows slope towards night. As the shadows slope towards night. And it was written for Shraddhavan's mentor and close friend for many, many years, Mira, who was also, she introduced him to me, and we spent many an hour also talking about Aurobindo and poetry. And he was, of all the people, all the poets who tried to follow Aurobindo, he was the closest. And he supported her at very key times in her life when she was straining to try to keep things together. Because when I think of her, I think here was someone who wanted it all to be one. All of Auroville, everything, she wanted to keep everything together. And people with each other. And I believe that's why Savitri Bhavan is here, to keep all people, keep it open for all people. And in this quest to keep this kind of oneness, she ran into a lot of trouble, as we know. People in this, humans want to be in their tribes. And she wanted to end that tribalism and bring people together. So, it's called, and it's a poem on the 90th birthday of Mira, or K.D. Savitri, the beloved poet. And he would go on to live for many more years. I don't know how many, maybe 4. He lived into be 104, 105, I think so. Anyway. So, this poem is on his 90th birthday. Away from words. After these many years of secret, splendored singing, the poet heart is turned gently away from words. The inner ear is listening to new chords. Other tunes, leaning ever more intently to the remote, sweet hum, the mother of all universes croons, cradling her burgeoning offspring worlds. Listening, leaning ever more intently to the remote, sweet hum, the mother of all universes croons, cradling her burgeoning offspring worlds. Do not try to hold it here, she says so long. Tie it down. Do not try to hold it here or tie it down to this sublunary sphere of worry and duty. Let it go. Soar. Let it go, soaring or drifting free, to revel and bathe in the flow of yet unexpressed beauty. Maybe to capture a form of lyric droplets from the unimaginable glow, waiting to gush out and ambush with rapture our astonished future selves. Waiting to gush out and ambush with rapture our astonished future selves. Thank you very much for listening.